Krita versus Photoshop. Let's go, baby. Ain't nothing like a good digital art software comparison video. Am I right or am I right?
First off, guys, there are quite a few differences to be aware of when comparing Krita versus Photoshop. Boo-hoo. But guess what? We're about to learn you something right here. For those of you that complain about long, drawn-out videos, you can also see an in-depth, full comparison list between Krita and Photoshop by visiting our resource page. Go get it, girl, Photoshop.
Girl? Photoshop.
Now, to see that resource page, visit Google and type Media Peanut, followed by Krita versus Photoshop. Should look a little something like this. However, if you don't want to move your thumbs, then you can enjoy the long, boring, drawn-out video. Totally kidding, by the way.
Oh, and don't you dare like, subscribe, or even comment, because, well, we won't be answering them. Oh, and a ho to you too.
Between Krita and Photoshop soft wars for digital art, then you're in the right spot. In this video, we're going to cover which drawing software is better, what features are different, and which is best for you. Although Krita is very powerful when it comes to digital painting, Photoshop can handle everything from 3D models to photos and animations. This is a big key takeaway here, which is the best graphic design software for you.
The difference between Krita and Photoshop is the price and type of art the software creates. For example, Krita is a free, open-source option that excels in digital painting and animation art. Photoshop, on the other hand, requires a paid subscription and has advantages for photo manipulation and image editing.
Krita is better for digital painting and animation, while Photoshop is better for photo editing and manipulating photos.
I see more and more artists moving to Krita from Photoshop, but that doesn't mean it's automatically better for everyone who uses Photoshop.
Since both apps are preferred by beginners as well as professional artists and photographers, deciding which one to use can be difficult.
From the variety of brushes and tools to the photo editing toolboxes, nothing is left out in our review. Let us take a look at Krita and Photoshop and decide which is the best graphic design software for your personal needs and preferences. We will compare Krita and Photoshop in terms of reliability, pricing, editing and drawing features, and more. The post we won't stop talking about in the description explains more in-depth things nobody is mentioning about these two digital painting apps. It also covers one secret workaround.
Krita is an open-source application and was developed and launched by the Krita Foundation in 2005. Since the Krita Foundation is made up of a team of experienced artists and graphic designers, it's no wonder Krita has everything an artist needs. In fact, Krita is a beginner-friendly software aimed at creating digital illustration and animation. It has a top-notch UI and a huge selection of brushes, more than 100 pre-installed brushes. So Krita is a great software when it comes to digital painting and retouching of raster or vector graphics.
And that's not all. Krita also has an extensive collection of photo editing tools and advanced features. Photographers who use Krita claim that it is an amazing app with numerous retouching tools, filters, and more. Also, Krita allows layer building, which is a must for professional artists and photographers working on complicated projects. On the other hand, Photoshop is by far the most popular software for creatives and is a go-to choice for photography retouching for most.
Now you have two options here. One, you can sit through the next 8 minutes of video like Jabba the Hutt. Or two, in 0.5 seconds you can instantly see more advanced information which is laid out clearly on our website. Go to Google, type Media Peanut, then Krita versus Photoshop. Look for the Media Peanut website. You'll be able to instantly see the solution and view all the hard-to-find information you need.
This video will still be available on that page if you need it. Now, when I say the page has everything you need, it really does have everything you need. Go get it, girl, Photoshop.
Girl? Photoshop.
If not, Our tech expert Roberto Esteban Rojas Fernandez, the third, is going to explain the rest.
You can absolutely edit images on Krita, however Photoshop has many more capabilities for professional artists. The ceiling of potential complex art you can achieve of Photoshop is nearly unlimited, excluding the type of work you'd get out of an app like AutoCAD or Blender. All in all, Krita is a great starting point if you are a beginner artist. Of course, many professionals prefer Krita over Photoshop, mainly because it's an easy-to-use software. So it all depends on what you want to produce.
Adobe has created an app that has everything a professional needs and more. In fact, very few designers and photographers around the world know what Photoshop can do. With its endless editing and drawing features, Photoshop is simply the most powerful software created for digital artists and graphic designers looking to edit and manipulate a photo. However, the negative side of Photoshop is that the software has quite a steep learning curve.
Hello, it is me again, Roberto. Hihi. I am very sneaky, sir. There are many reasons why an artist might choose Photoshop rather than Krita. We cover Krita versus Photoshop in greater detail on our website, which you can find via the link in the description.
Photoshop is the best application for serious professionals who require selection tools to change, warp, and closely fine-tune retouching of photos. It also integrates well with Adobe products like Adobe Illustrator and Animator.
As for the operating systems supported by Krita and Photoshop, both applications can be used on Windows and Mac computers. Moreover, both Krita and Photoshop can be used on Android, iPadOS, and iOS mobile devices. However, when it comes to system requirements, there is a big difference between them.
Here are some core differences when comparing Krita versus Photoshop. Generally, Krita runs smoothly on an entry-level device, especially when it comes to simple digital drawing tasks. Photoshop, on the other hand, is more demanding.
The post we won't stop talking about in the description explains more in-depth things nobody is mentioning about these two digital painting apps. It also covers one secret workaround.
To find out if your machine can handle this software, you just need to check the system requirements for Photoshop and Krita. Another major difference between Photoshop and Krita is their price. Krita is indeed a completely free software. On the other hand, Photoshop is one of the most expensive editing software in the market. Of course, this price difference is reflected in the editing and drawing features of each app. To be precise, Photoshop simply cannot be beaten when it comes to advanced drawing and photo editing features with its selection, transformation, and shape tools. Summary: overall, Krita is aimed at artists who do not focus on photo manipulation, while Photoshop does.
Hit the like button if you like my pointless orange vest.
Hit the like button if you like my pointless orange vest better.
Babs chair. Or this chair.
In conclusion, if you need to perform photo manipulation or advanced vector art in addition to digital painting, then Photoshop is better than Krita for you. If not, Krita is very easy to pick up and begin drawing on, and may be best for you if simplicity is what you're seeking.
Don't forget, more in-depth information on this is also available. In 0.5 seconds, you can instantly see the steps and solutions, which is laid out clearly on our website. Go to Google, type Media Peanut, then Krita versus Photoshop. Look for the Media Peanut website. You'll be able to instantly see the solution and view all the hard-to-find information you need.
Please subscribe to the channel, my friends. It will help you every day.